Living in America, everyone, and oh boy, this is going to be a fun topic now, is it? Now, I might regret making this video later on, but I don't care. A YouTuber I like is getting a lot of flack for some of the stuff he says, and I have to come in to defend him because this is getting downright ridiculous. And if this ends up like deleting his video or his channel or anything, I'm gonna be ticked because this can't happen. I can't let this happen. Now, I know this is another video that was made like a year ago, but I just found it in February and I have to talk about this. Now, don't let the title and beginning fool you, because he decided to make his mistake of showing his true colors as a nostalgia critic fan brat by saying in the comments section that MisAnthro Pony should be cancelled off the internet. Really? Because MisAnthro Pony spread the awareness of the change in channel movement, you think it's okay to just go off and say that he should be cancelled off the internet? This is just bullying at its finest. Let's just get to the video.
I've known this guy for a very long time. Pretty much ever since 2018. Pretty much ever since I started on YouTube, I've known this guy. And pretty much his entire thing I've always found is that he is very good at editing, but he is a complete idiot of a person. I have never seen him make one good point in any video. And truth be told, I haven't seen every video from his channel. Truth be told, I don't think anybody has seen every video from his channel except for him.
Now you say that you know this guy for a long time, but you're not gonna watch any more of his videos, so I don't think I should go off of what you say anymore.
Because, well, let's face it, his most recent videos all reach over an hour, besides one of them being 59 minutes. I'm sorry, who wants to watch 20 hours of MisAnthro Pony? Not me. But I will be watching about 11 minutes today, and maybe if I'm feeling a little spicy, a little more.
Considering that you want him cancelled, I'm not surprised you would say that.
Because, truth be told, I definitely don't have beef with this guy. He definitely didn't literally comment on my video when I only had 100 subscribers.
That is a straight up lie, because I saw this comment on the same video.
Now keep in mind, you might be thinking, why am I going after somebody who commented on my video? First of all, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because it's fun. But second of all, he has 19,000 subscribers. And I believe he was at least over 10,000. I don't know how many he had back then, but I know at least when he commented on my video, hate, he at least had over 10,000 subscribers. And he went at a 13-year-old, a kid with 100 subscribers.
That's a pretty interesting comment. Are you gonna show any evidence? No, of course not.
I know I look pale as hell right now, but I think I've decided that I've wanted to do this video actually for a long time, but now I'm like, hey, now's a great time to react to it. And I'm not going to react to any of his new videos because, dear God, I'm not going to react to those. They're probably just going to bore me to death. But we're going to react to one of his nostalgia critic videos. And here's something I will say about MisAnthro Pony is that I don't think anybody likes this guy's content. I mean, somebody does, because there's 19,003 subscribers, but they probably all agreed with his Last Jedi series and his Lion King video, which I agree with his Lion King video because it hates the Lion King.
Considering that most of his videos get thousands of views, I don't think you even have the right to say what people think about his channel.
But let me actually touch on that Last Jedi series I just mentioned. So how long is The Last Jedi? 2.5 hours, right? I understand a lot of you hate that movie, but do you think it's obnoxious to maybe make, not, like, let's say this, if you want to make a really good analysis of a movie, you're most likely topping 30 minutes for your analysis. If you're actually making good time and you're making good points, it's going to be at least, 30 minutes. This video is 3 hours, or it's 5 parts. All added to 3 hours. He says it's 4.5 parts, but nope, it's 5. That's 5 parts, bud. That is the most insanely long series. And that is so overkill, because, yeah, you can criticize The Last Jedi, but obviously he's going to repeat himself over and over and over and over again. So is he going to make any good points? Probably a couple, because it's a flawed enough.
This coming from a nostalgia critic fan brat who makes a 40-minute long video on him. So, in my opinion, screw you. He can make his videos as long as he wants.
Then we have his 10th anniversary sucks. And I think we're going to watch this video, number one, because his 10th anniversary is referring to is Norm of the North. The only reason why he's not calling it Norm of the North, because that is what it is because he doesn't want to get hate for the title really supporting Norm of the North by saying this review, this review trashing Norm of the North. Yeah, it's like, it sucks.
Again, looking at his views and likes, I don't really think calling that the Norm of the North review would change anything.
So somebody's going to jump at him for liking Norm of the North. So he just says 10th anniversary. Well, really, a 10th anniversary would be an actual 10th anniversary video would be a video celebrating 10 years. This has 10 years celebrations in it, but it's not inherently a 10th anniversary video. I guess you just say at the beginning. I guess you just say at the beginning of this video, which I've seen this video a lot.
Then why would it have a 10th year anniversary stuff if it's not an anniversary? This is stupid.
So, this video, Doug Walker's Nostalgia Critic 10th Anniversary Special.
I know I already made this point, but this is not a 10th anniversary special. It's a Norm of the North review. Just call it Norm of the North review. It's not a 10th if it was a 10th anniversary special, it would be about 10 years. This is about how awful Norm of the North is. Are you going to deny Norm of the North is an awful movie? You better not.
But you just said it has 10th year anniversary stuff. I have so many questions. And no, he's not defending the Norm of the North. He's attacking the reviewer himself, Nostalgia Critic.
How can one possibly describe how horrendously awful it is?
Am I the only one who thinks it's a little overkill to say horrendously awful?
Not me. I believe that Doug deserves all the hate he's getting, knowing that he's not a good employer.
I know you can say that, but you're a grown adult. Not even I would say that, and I'm probably half of your age. I don't know how old this guy is, but I'm more mature than him.
Oh, shut up! If you really think that, then you can go suck it. You just gave me a good example that you're just using words to defend Doug. What adults shouldn't say is, it's okay when my senpai does it. That's called white knighting, which is what you're doing right now.
But I'm guessing not too many people would even want to, considering how anyone who dares say anything bad about Doug Walker these days is immediately attacked by his annoying fans.
Right, I'll admit that's a pretty dumb comment right there. Makes no sense, but can we be real right now and just say you posted? Let me just I'm taking a shot in the dark. So this is not entirely accurate. But did you just post something saying how awful it is? By the way, I actually would like to go back and see what you say. One of the worst nostalgia critic in Norm of the North is the easiest movie you can make fun of. The possibilities and gift to wrap up. And you cause yeah, so this is a horrible rant right here already. And you took probably there's literally 2 comments on your post. And you took the 1 comment and then said, this is why the fan base sucks. I don't think it's a good fan base either, but you have 2 comments. I bet you either the other one's another fan or it's this one. So you took 1 fan and said, look at this fan. This is the entire fan base right here. Do you know how wrong of a criticism that is right there to say that?
You say that, yet you're acting just like them in this video. Shaming MisAnthro Pony for saying horrendously awful. Oh, and this comment again, and many, many more. So tell me, what fanbase isn't toxic again?
I should probably start by saying that I do not like Doug Walker. He is not a good reviewer.
Okay, there's definitely an argument to be made there that he's not a good reviewer, and personally enough, if you want to see a critical perspective on a film, definitely don't go to Doug Walker. If I ever watch his reviews, it's only to see his opinion on the film, and I usually only watch the first, maybe it's like 10 seconds of it, or like how much I know until I go, alright, I know his opinion. But a lot of his opinions are very biased, and he's not really a great critic. I used to be very inspired by him, but as years gone on, I've just kind of grown to not like his content very much, and he's not a great reviewer. But that's kind of the thing.
You say don't go to Doug as a reviewer, but here you are going to defend all this crappy stuff that's in his videos. Something tells me I should not believe what you say here.
I mean, it's more comedy than anything, and it's very subjective comedy. So if you don't find it funny, that's fine. I don't care if you don't find it funny. You can't tell others to not find it funny, though.
Okay, this is outright proof that you don't watch his videos. Because if you did, then you would know that MisAnthro Pony said this in his Deadpool video.
By far the most common defense that I've gotten for that, and the show as a whole, is that the Nostalgia Critic is a comedy, and that everything it does should be taken as a joke. No, Doug Walker does not get that excuse. Whether it's getting information wrong while acting misogynistic like in Sailor Moon, talking down to people who've been pointing out legitimate problems in his later videos like in Christmas with the Cranks, capitalizing on fan requests to distract people from the Change the Channel situation like the Emoji Movie, Boss Baby, and Angry Bird, or cashing in on a popular movie currently in theaters in a cheap scumbag move to gain views, while distracting people from the Change the Channel situation. No, you cannot say that comedy is subjective and just use that as a crutch to defend Doug Walker from criticism. If everything that Doug Walker does as the Nostalgia Critic is just a joke, then this one is a clip of him deliberately using the N-word for the sake of a cheap gag.
What's up, my niggas?
If that's supposed to be a joke, then we all owe PewDiePie an apology.
This guy has over 300 subs and I don't.
The vast majority of his content is based around comedy, and his brand of humor really isn't that creative or unique.
Not really clever or unique? Okay, I can argue. Maybe the clever point, that's not a horrible point, but unique? 1 in a million things in comedy are unique. You realize that Parks and Rec, let's look at this. Parks and Rec's comedy style is very similar to The Office's comedy style. It's not that unique, but it's very clever. Not everything is... What about all edgelord humor? 90% of edgelord humor it's my favorite humor. It's not unique. You've seen it before. I mean, you've seen that type of humor before. Unique doesn't mean unfunny. Not clever can mean unfunny. In fact, some jokes that aren't even clever, a lot of Doug Walker's jokes aren't that clever, but I still laugh at them.
Of course you would say that. You are the Nostalgia Critic's fan brat after all. Let me make something clear for you. The reason why the Nostalgia Critic isn't anything that clever is because anyone would have taken his spot and nothing would have changed. Not to mention the fact that the Nostalgia Critic isn't the first to display on the internet as a angry man-child. That would go to the angry video game nerd. So again, Nostalgia Critic isn't anything new.
Even putting that aside, he's a horrible film analyzer.
You mean he's a bad reviewer? The point you made 10 seconds ago? A reviewer is a film analyzer.
No shit, Sherlock.
I'm sorry if that isn't clear to you, but you just made the same point twice again. With the same clip, by the way. If you're gonna show how dated his work is and how it has aged so horribly, then start showing a bunch of different clips.
That's going to be explained later on when he says how terrible the skits are if you paid attention.
I'm not even actually aware of what... I know he's using one of the sibling rivalries, which are not great reviews because nobody gets their point across because they're just yelling. And it's not even rivalry because they always agree. But using the same clips, I mean, are you making a point? You just made the same point twice.
And how does that go against his points, might I add?
In all of his reviews I've seen, he's come across as uninformed, unfocused, hypocritical, or some combination of the three. And
okay, no. Hypocritical? I mean, okay. There are definitely points to be made that I guess he's a little hypocritical. Really only in the Wall review, which came out 2 years after you made this. So, I don't even think his 2017 work can be considered hypocritical. You could definitely say, yeah, like him maybe one time maybe saying a movie's too long. What about is it Flee Boldly or Boldly Flee? I don't even know the name of that horrible movie, but yeah, that movie's way too long. But hypocritical is, okay, first of all, I know he's only saying hypocritical because that's just a very broad insult. It's just a good insult to say, you're hypocritical, and give no actual follow-up to it. Just say someone's hypocritical. It's easy to do, and it sounds intelligent, when really, you're not making a single point here.
Again, the same words in the Nostalgia Critic fan brat that's going to ignore the evidence and throw words around to make MisAnthro Pony look bad.
First thing that I want to say is that it just feels like a missed opportunity. I mean, I understand wanting to do a review of Norm of the North, but why make it the focus of your 10-year anniversary?
He says why. The reason why is because people have requested it. He's essentially says at the beginning of this video, not MisAnthro Pony, Nostalgia Critic says, thank you for 10 incredible years. There's a movie you guys have wanted me to review for a long time. Don't know how it actually has been a long time because this came out a year after Norm of the North, but he's basically saying you guys have wanted me to review this movie, so let's review Norm of the North for you guys. It's for the fans. I don't get why you don't see that, but whatever.
So, even if the fans requested, that still doesn't excuse MisAnthro Pony's point. There is better ways to celebrate a 10th year anniversary review. But the Nostalgia Critic just decides to throw in another unfunny sketch. That is his point.
In fact, why didn't he review the original Transformers movie? It was the first video that he ever made, so it would have had some kind of poetic feel to it. Not to mention that he just predicted Transformers 5 flawlessly.
The point you're making here, I don't 100% disagree with, because I get that idea, you know. Cool 10-year anniversary, let's review the original movie I reviewed, that could be cool. But the reason why he shouldn't do that is because that would be a really boring video. That's not an interesting movie to analyze at all. Norm of the North is actually fun to just nitpick and tear it apart because it's a horrible, awful movie. But Transformers is, at worst, a bad movie, at best an okay movie. So, really, is there much room to make a good video there? Plus, he's probably thinking, I already did the first one, and I already had fun at that. That's a classic video. Let's just leave it there.
Oh great, more excuses to defame Map's point. Good job, mate. And even if that wasn't the case, a 10th year anniversary review is to look back at the success from 10 years ago and celebrate it. That's what makes an anniversary, not a stupid review. Do you not know what an anniversary is? You freaking idiot!
There's a lot of potential behind this. He could have made a review about the good old days of seeing Transformers for the first time, comparing it to later date Transformers, talking about the passage of time, how 10 years of doing this has had an effect on him.
No. Still be boring. I mean, do you want to watch that? I don't. Also, how the good old days of watching Transformers. The last time Transformers was good was never, first of all. And we went to Revenge of the Fallen next. So, like, the good old days of watching Transformers at best were in the 90s when it was a cartoon show. Because nobody, I mean, I guess somebody loves these new movies, but you go from that first one to now, I mean, really, who's arguing that there was good old days of watching Transformers? Those good old days was 2007, just 2007. Maybe, I guess some people did enjoy Dark of the Moon. I didn't at all, but whatever.
Hey, dimwit, stay focused. We're talking about Nostalgia Critic here, not the Transformers franchise. But even so, the cartoons are not what Nostalgia Critic's first videos were about. They were about the movie itself. And no one cares if you find it boring. It's still a 10th year anniversary that's supposed to represent the success of the first 10 years, you dimwit!
But nope, we don't get any of this. Instead, we just get a lazily put together quote-unquote analysis on Norm of the North that even the mysterious Mr. Enter did a better job at.
The next time you call this an analysis of Norm of the North, I'm gonna punch the computer screen. Because what he's trying to do here is he's trying to go, look, it's supposed to be an analysis, look, play it up, but he never said it's an analysis, it's a review. Now, I did make the point earlier, somebody could take my point I said earlier of saying that a film analyzer is the same thing as a reviewer. That's not the same as an analysis of a movie being the same as a review. Technically, they're the same, but in the average mind of a person, somebody saying analysis of a movie sounds like they're going in depth with the movie. This is just a review making fun of the movie. It's technically an analysis, yeah, but the way he's using it is he's using the general term analysis to play it up to make you think, oh, you're right, yeah, he's calling this an analysis when it's like nothing like that at all. He's literally just using words to basically trick you. Not even joking.
Hey dude, we already know this. But guess what? That still does not go against Anthro's point. Also, didn't you already attack MisAnthro Pony for repeating the point much? Kind of being hypocritical if you ask me.
The first problem with this episode of The Nostalgia Critic is the sense of humor.
I mean, it's a comedy video. Shouldn't that be the problem with it? That it's not funny? I think it's funny, but you don't think it's funny. I'm fine with that. But
yes, the comedy can still be terrible if done poorly, which will be explained later.
how is that the first problem? I guess there are other problems. Technically, the production isn't up to notch. There maybe not every good point he makes against the movie, but why are you playing it up as, oh, it's not funny, as the first glaring problem with this review is that it's not filmed very well.
Yes, dimwit, because the comedy is part of it. Are you high or something?
These aren't the worst jokes that he's made by any means, but they're still not good.
Alright, I'm gonna ask this again. I mean, actually, I didn't ask it, but now I'm gonna ask it. Why are you making this video then? If you're literally saying that, oh my god, if you are saying that it is unfunny and that you're even saying this is not as bad as his other videos, but it's still not funny, then why are you making this video? If you are going to play up something as unfunny, take one of his bad videos. There are a handful of them. You could make a lot of good things.
They come across as stale and badly timed, and it doesn't feel like Doug is putting enough energy into them.
Watch this entire video. There is so much energy. It's actually kind of annoying. That is literally his comedy, is that there's a bunch of him overreacting in energy. He's not putting enough time and energy into it. First of all, you don't have bad editing. I'll admit that, MisAnthro Pony. You actually have a pretty solid editing software. Too bad your points are all awful. But why are you going out and saying, why are you saying that he's not putting enough time and effort into it? First of all, the editing is pretty top-notch in his video. I mean, it's 1 million subscribers, makes sense. That's not a weird point, but he's not putting enough time and energy and they're badly timed. I can't agree with any of that. Actually, what makes this video funny is because of the editing and timing and his energy. Literally, the reason why I find this funny is, I guess, the reason why you don't find it funny, but I have no idea what you're even talking about. Literally, you could just say they're not clever. It's the same thing. I know somebody's going to watch this and think, yeah, he's making some good points, but he's literally sounding smart. I know Rice Scum made this point in Fricka Police, so 90% of 100% of the points made in that song are bad. But he makes this point against iDubbbz that he got no points, he confuses you with big words. I'm not going to say MisAnthro Pony has no points, but what I am going to say is that he is confusing you with big words. Now, I already use big words, so I can't say that's a criticism, but he genuinely is trying to just sound smart so you believe it, because you probably aren't like me, and you're probably not searching to find what's wrong with every point made.
And that's putting aside the fact that they just feel incredibly lazy.
No, if you were putting aside the fact that they were lazy, you would not have just made the point that they don't have enough energy. Because you just said the same thing twice and put in between of it, that's putting aside the fact.
It's easy to tell which brands of humor and what jokes he's going for, even as someone who has loosely seen footage of this movie.
So you didn't even see the movie before criticizing this review? Did you watch... what? How do you criticize someone's review without watching the original film? I'm gonna be honest, yeah, I guess you could call somebody's review bad if it's, like, poorly worded, but you can't call this a bad analysis of Norm of the North if you haven't seen Norm of the North. And I have seen it, so I can call this a bad review. And I don't know if it's a bad review. It's not a great analysis of the movie, but it's a funny video in my eye. I can agree if it's not in your eye, but I'm sorry, you really can't take down a review if you haven't actually seen the original video.
Since you already don't know this, I have to repeat my point just to make this clear for you. He is not defending the film! Do you not know what a criticism is?
A lot of the other jokes are just something that he says randomly, and he thinks that saying it in a shrill, screeching voice while putting on a dumb face will somehow make it funny, which it does not.
Now, I agree with this point here. Besides the fact that he opens it up with saying a lot of the jokes, no, you just showed one joke. A lot of the jokes? Or one joke? You could have literally delivered this point well if you just didn't show the one joke. Because I wouldn't thought of it, but now I'm realizing that you are saying a lot of the jokes and then showing one joke. How dumb are you?
More words throwing around to defend Doug. Listen, buddy. It doesn't matter if it's just one piece of evidence, because that's all he needs to show the point he makes. Especially with the fact that Doug acts like this through pretty much all his videos. But seriously, how much proof do you need? 50?
Another problem with the episode is the sketches, where instead of cutting away for a few seconds to make a joke revolving around the movie, he completely derails the entire video by dedicating entire minutes to his personal comedic writing.
That's literally the opening skit.
I can understand the opening where he pretends to be Aang, even though it's clearly not funny, but it does serve as a means to set up the review.
Like any opening skit does. Correct. Nice work. Congratulations. You just said what an opening skit does. And at least you pointed out this was the opening skit. But if you're trying to say the skits derail the whole thing, there are other skits in this review. While I would agree that they derail the whole thing, but you keep... what the clip you're showing on screen is the example of your points. And you keep making these points that would work if you put different examples on the screen. But once you put this certain example on the screen, it makes you look like a total idiot. Which you are, but it makes it even worse.
How so? Again, he doesn't need to show more evidence because all that stuff is present in all of Doug's videos. Let's take a look at the Jurassic Park review, for example. He says he's like reviewing the film, but if we were to look at all the footage that's used in the video, all it is just his sketches. So if we were to take by what he says, we can't, because the context is taken and he's not using the actual footage. So we can't take his word when he says that all the dinosaurs are just cardboard cutouts. All of his skit reviews are like this when he reviews a film that's recently in theaters. Are you just blind and deaf?
But the other sketches in this video are horrendous.
If the other sketches are horrendous, then that's what you should have been showing. Okay, I don't even know why I'm making this point, because I literally just made it again, but I guess I have to make it again because you keep driving the same point in and in and in, that it's not funny.
Not repeating myself again, so skip.
At one point he starts calling out Bill, and then it just drags on and on and on about how he seems to have disappeared. And the punchline is that Bill just shows up, and they do a stupid dance. What really bothers me about this sketch is that it literally comes out of nowhere, and it has no connection with the rest of the video at all, or even the review of the movie itself.
See, this is why I opened up the video by saying you should be the president. Because you missed the point again. The point of that joke is that the dance comes out of nowhere. This happens in the movie. The dance comes out of nowhere.
Even if that is the case, the dance is still nothing similar to the one in the movie. That's why it has no connection. Good job for missing the point of the video. You're that intelligent.
Also, isn't it a little suspicious thus far that this entire video has been analyzing the first 5 minutes of the review? I have almost a feeling that he wrote this script either as he watched it, which not what this video, not what that video, the video I'm watching is supposed to be, or he just didn't watch the full thing. I don't know. I'll know probably by the end of this video, but I'm only at 4 minutes in, and wow.
Now this is the part where you should have looked back at your script and think to yourself, wait a minute, something isn't right here. Because if you did, then you would realize that he is not talking about the film itself. He's talking about Doug Walker here. his own video as a whole and why it's terrible. Now this is where I have to stop because I can't take any more of this guy. Yeah, everyone can already tell how bad this video is. From lying to word shaming, throwing words to white knight, ignore evidence, excuse evidence, and then repeat himself when he says and then repeating himself with saying it's not okay when he does it. MTS The Shark. I don't know how you don't get this, but maybe, just maybe, the Nostalgia Critic is a really terrible reviewer who makes really terrible skits and jokes, and the criticisms should be taken to light. But knowing how small my channel is, you probably are not going to see this video, and so that idea is just thrown out the window. That's all I have to say about the video. But now, I did take a look at his channel, and saw that he hasn't made another video on MisAnthro Pony, which probably is going to make me have to take him at his word when he says that he's not going to that he does not want to watch another 20 minutes of MisAnthro Pony, but it still explains a lot about him. And I'm not going to watch any more of his videos either, because I don't trust him as being a channel awesome fan brat. But before I go, I just want to leave out this little message to you. Maybe you should look back at this video and say to yourself, what was the point here? Now, I'm not saying that you can't defend the Nostalgia Critic when he makes good points in a review. But you can't just deframe people's criticisms on Doug, especially if we have different opinions on the guy. Now, you can like his videos all you want, but just know that not everyone thinks like you. And let me ask you this one question. What would your reaction would be if I said that you should be taken off the internet? I'll be waiting. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.
I have obviously been a creator on this platform for a very long time. I've seen many YouTubers come and go, but never have I seen anyone so utterly brilliant that the moment I saw their work, I thought that person deserves to be not President of the United States, but President of the world.
全く同感です。
もうちょっと露出を抑えるとかできんもんじゃろうか。
私は大好物ですが。